What is up, everyone? Welcome to AeginaCraft. This is episode 2 of Recycle, Reuse and Repair series, where I'll try to show you how to fix stuff, repair stuff, restore stuff, instead of chucking it out and buying new stuff. My goal with this video series is to bring back the old values of repairing things instead of being consumers and throwing them out and buying new stuff. So this is episode 2. Let me tell you what happened in the last few days. So basically I used a steel filler, iron filler, wood filler, 2-part filler, Bondo, name it however you want, to fill out all the cracks, gashes and cracks and gashes of them shutters. Now, because I'm because I'm ADHD, I forgot to put enough hardener in some of the fillers. Because it's a 2-part filler, you need to. It's like when you do epoxy art, you need to put part A and part B in it. Now I put way less part B in it than I was supposed to in some parts, and that means half of them had not enough filler in it, which means I had to scrape it back because it never hardened, and clean most of it off, then wire brush the wood to be able to get some adherence for the next coat. And then let me show you what happened. And then I was like, I'm gonna spray some undercoat primer on some of the shutters, and it's a water-based thing, and it's been a while I painted stuff, so I went back to bare wood, and this is aged, ancient, dried out pine, which means that it has some resin in it. And when you apply water-based paint to it, this is what happens. See this brown stuff? See that? That is it's not resin, it's kind of like juices of the wood get rehydrated and come to the surface. And that is why when you prime old pine wood, you need to use a so-called barrier layer. Now, I'm sorry, I think I got the package. No, my delivery man hasn't arrived yet. So when you're painting old pine, you need to create a barrier layer between the wood and the color or the top coats. And you can do that with different kind of paints. And what I mean by that is it has to be a different kind of solvent than the top layer of paint. Therefore, what I do is I get stain blocker paint, primer undercoat kind of thing, but it's solvent based. It's white spirit based, so you can thin it with white spirit, and it dries in about 2 hours. You can use stain blocker paint. If you are in Britain, you can use Zinzer BIN, which is acetone based. No, it's not acetone based. It's denatured alcohol based, and when you apply that to the wood, it creates a layer. It can get discolored. Don't worry about it if it gets discolored, but it creates a barrier layer, because when you apply the water-based paint on top of it, then it won't dissolve the previous layer underneath, which is the stain blocker. So what I done here is bought some oil-based primer undercoat, and this is a very special primer undercoat. I've never seen it anywhere else in the world. It's white spirit based, and it dries out in about 2 hours, completely hardened. And then I'm going to apply the primer undercoat on top of this, and then put the color on top of that. Now, for better or worse, I learned that I need to brush in the first coat of color, and then I'm going to spray paint the second coat of color on top of that, because I want it to be smooth, but I want it to go into every nook and cranny. Because just spraying it on, it's really hard to get into every corner of these shutters, every little nook, and not over paint it. So I don't want to put too much paint on it when I spray it, but if I have to go into every nook and cranny, I put way too much paint on it and starts to flow and drip and all that. So what I'm gonna do is, for the first coat, I'm just gonna brush it into every crevice, and then I'm gonna do a nice smooth spraying layer on top of that. As you can see, my sprayer has seen some action already. Now, this is how you temporarily put away your sprayer. You put your paint in a plastic bag, make sure there is no air coming in so it doesn't dry out, and you put your pistol in the top of water so it doesn't interact with air, thus it doesn't dry in. And that's how you put it away for a minute, you know what I mean. Now I'm working on this shutter, which I already started priming, and I managed to tear out a piece of it, so I needed to refill it, and this time I put some hardener in it. I put enough hardener in it. Wasted about 3 kilos of two-part filler, and I was so ashamed to go back to the paint store. I actually went to another town, pick up another 2 kilos of filler, because I couldn't face the old man and tell him that I didn't put enough hardener in it and I had to scrape it back. I was so fucking ashamed of myself. I actually went to another town to pick up the hardener. But anyway, then I want to play ball. So this is my life. I want to do some work, and then he comes around and he wants me to kick the ball so he can pick it up and bring it back. And Julie is just checking out the premises. Anyway, yeah, so today I'm just gonna send these bad boys down and apply the oil-based primer, undercoat, super primer, whatever the fuck is called, on top of every shutter. And yeah, after that it's tomorrow, and tomorrow is gonna be another segment of this video. I'll see you then. Good morning, beautiful people. This is day, I have no idea how many, but I made some progress on the shutters. Yeah, I know I painted the wall as well. Look, the wall needs a complete redoing, so I really don't care about doing some overspray on the wall, because this wall hasn't been painted in 20 something years. So after I'm done with overspray, I will probably paint the wall white. Nice and beautiful. But yeah, back to the task at hand. So basically what happened here is I had to scrape the entire thing off. When was the last time I checked in? So I didn't put enough hardener in the two-part filler. Thus, it never cured. So I had to scrape the whole filling back with a spatula, then with a wire brush, and I had to reapply the two-part filler and resand it. Okay, it took me like 5 days to get rid of all the filler and redo all the filler. Now, mechanically removing not hardened two-part filler is a fucking nightmare, but I found out that if you have plenty amount of acetone, you can actually just wash it off because it dissolves in acetone. But I did not have 5-10 liters of acetone just to wash it off, so I actually had to use a handy dandy spatula to strip it off. This guy. Anyway, so once I ripped it off, I had reapplied it and sanded it back. I applied some... Fuck! I'm gonna lift it up. I applied some super primer, solvent-based white primer. Now, the funny thing with this primer is it doesn't act like normal oil-based primers, because normal oil-based primers need about 12 to 24 hours to cure and to be able to be recoated. This one is 2 to 4 hours. Okay? and you thin it in white spirit. You can roll it, brush it, whatever. So it's funny, I never seen primer like this before, and I was pleasantly surprised that it actually dried in about a couple of hours. Problem is, I had to brush it on because I really didn't want to run through solvent-based primer on my little sprayer. Well, again, it needs about 5 to 10 liters of white spirit to circulate through the sprayer machine. So it needs about 5 to 10 liters of white spirit to circulate through the spray. And I was like, no, I don't want to waste that much white spirit, and also it's icky. No. So I had to brush it on. And because I had to brush it on, I had a bunch of runs. And it looks kind of not nice. But I was like, hey, fuck it. I need a proper coat of this to have it on. And I did prime everything. That also took about 2 days, and it's just, yeah, it was, and I had a very busy week. So I was 7 days in already, and then the day came when I was like, okay, let's put some color on this, and I actually sprayed the first coat of color on it. I did not record it because I was in a phone call while doing it, and it was an important phone call. And I don't know about you, but if I'm in a phone call, I have to do something. You know, I'm the kind of person who is actually like, I'm on the phone, then I start cleaning the house, then I start walking up and down and this and that, and I started spraying while I was on the phone, and it was like a half an hour phone call and everything was sprayed. And then I hang up, I'm like, fuck! I wanted to record it! Because it was satisfying to see. Sorry about that. Now I'm going to send. It has a few runs, okay? So what I have to do is, oh my god, my arm is getting tired. Oh, Jesus. Holding a phone out like that is not easy, and it's not fucking comfortable. Anyway, so now I have to sand back the first coat. Just a little bit, so everything is nice and flat. And if I have something uneven, or if I have some, can I show you? Yeah. If I have some chips like this, I'm going to fill them to make it nice and smooth, and spray another coat on it. Now, I made a grave mistake that I didn't buy enough paint, which means that I'm heading to the paint shop and buy another 5 liters of this blue. And then the shutter is going to be complete. Then I'm going to move on to get the metals done. And then, thanks to your ideas, I have a few ideas how to deal with this brass thing. This is the opening mechanism. And I went down to the paint shop, and the guy in the paint shop told me that he has inox screws, which he recommends because they use it on the boats and ships, and it doesn't interact. It doesn't react to the metal stuff. Anyway, yes, that is coming. There's gonna be at least another 3 days, and then I'm going on site. I'm gonna be in like 2, 3, 4 of these at the same time. Paint the frame, paint the window, put it back, and this is gonna be a slow burner. So yeah, it's gonna be another week of this project. Meanwhile, I have to paint the house next week. So morning, I'm gonna go to one side of the island to paint the house, like rooms and stuff like that. And in the afternoon, I'm gonna head to the other side of the island and put these back. I'm gonna be extremely busy, which is fun. You know, it's gonna pay the bills, pay the rent, but yeah. Anyway, I'll check in when I have some update for you. See you then. Hey, it's me again. I just closed. Look, my old painting pens are fitting me again. I lost weight. Life is good. Anyway, so here's all the ironworks, and as you can see, most of them are in fine state, none of them have peeling paint on it, which is great. I need to remove the grease and the oils and the salt and everything else from it. So I got my trusty Gerher out, and I'm just gonna pressure wash the big boys and see what's what. Alright, lovely. So, here's what I learned. This is the lesson for today. I don't know why the video stops all the time. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the lesson I learned today. So, pressure washing is good. It removes all the dirt. But one thing it does not remove is the lithium grease, which they used at the joints or at the hinges. So to remove that, I think I will get a tub of alcohol or acetone, and I will put all the ends, all the hinges into that tub, leave it there overnight. Next morning, take it out, wipe it clean, remove all the residual dirt, grime. Maybe I'm just gonna use dishwasher liquid, washing up liquid, dish soap. You know, the usual grease remover, because that is actually a very good grease remover. I don't know, I really don't want to start an acetone bath in my workshop overnight. You know, fire hazard and that. Anyway, so I'm gonna remove the grease, scuff it up with 120 grit sandpaper just a little bit, and then spray it. You know, I'm just gonna spray paint it with heatproof black spray paint. I think I showed you that earlier. As you can see, if you made it this far in the video, here's some Easter eggs for you. As you can see, I just cleaned this net because tomorrow is olive harvest day. So the weather it's been dry all year, but the time has come so that I have to start harvesting my olives. I just come in the shade. So this is my olive grove next to my house. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 olive trees here, and they be happy. They be happy this year because I got rid of all their insects and all the fungal infections and everything, and they gave me quite a lot of olives. This one, the other one is still sick. I have to cure that this winter. I'm using a copper-based antifungal spray to cure that one. It had flea infestation as well, but now it's mainly just that fungal damage on the trees. But these trees are old. These trees are more than 60 years old, and I really and the lady, my landlady, told me that these trees didn't give fruit for the last 20 years. So I'm really working on putting them back in good shape. As you can see, this is the damage. So this fungal infestation, it grows here on the bases of the leaves and makes the tree drop the leaf. And that's why you see there is a bunch of dry leaves here, because olives don't drop their leaves. That's the magical thing about it. They always have leaves on, and if they drop their leaves, they're sick. And nobody on the island knows how to treat this infestation. But I remember my grandpa used to have this copper-based spray for his grapes, because he was producing wine, and he had this copper whatever, and he sprayed it before flowering and when the fruit was developed. So 2 times a year, and he had beautiful grapes, and it wasn't a toxic, insecticide, but he said that the copper and manganate or something like that. Anyway, that was very bad for fungus. So he used that, and I used it on the big tree there. That cured this one. Yeah, almost good. There are a few branches. It's still this fungal infestation. She's bad off. She needs a lot of lawn care. But anyway, I digress. Tomorrow is harvest day because my olives are constantly dropping already, as you can see, and they're very fine. They ripe little olives, and this one is a little bit dried out, but anyway, not far. And I'm going to harvest them. I'm gonna have a buddy over. I'm gonna have my friend over. We're gonna pop open a 6-pack, drink some beer, harvest some olives, and on Sunday my other friend's gonna take away all my olives with his, and he's gonna take them to a olive refinery where they will cold press the olives out, and hopefully I'm gonna have a few liters of my own olive oil this year, which I can eat with fresh bread as lunch and dinner. And I just can't wait, guys. When you drive in the center of the island these days, you walk across the streets of the olive press, you can actually smell the olives. you can drive by and you can actually smell the crushed olives. Because the season has started and everybody's just harvesting their olives and bringing it to the refinery. Yeah, so anyway, this is a little Easter egg for you of my daily life. And now I need to wait for this to dry, because the issue I have is that the undercoat has run in a few places, and it developed these drops. You can see it here, and it takes really, because it's vinyl paint, I see it is still wet from yesterday, and I put the blue on it, which I shouldn't have done it until the undercoat properly dried, because now I actually created a hat or membrane over the undercoat, so the fumes can't release from it, and it's gonna take longer to dry. But I can't start sanding until it really properly cures, because it's just gonna mess up everything. So I shot myself in the foot, I know, and I'm gonna leave these today and tomorrow to dry, and I'm gonna start sanding them down on Sunday. And I think with this I'm going to end episode 2, because there is a bunch more stuff I want to show you on installation, on hardware, doing the window frames, doing the windows themselves, how to mask them out, how to paint windows without actually destroying your customer's house or your own house, so there's a bunch more left on this video. And this is not going to be a 2-episode series. This is going to be an episode 3 for this, for sure. But I need to release something this week, because I haven't released the video. I was just recording. So I think it's time to break this video in another part as well. I'm sorry, I didn't want to give you blue balls, but yeah, it's a little bit longer project than expected. And Dale is not happy about it either. Are you happy? Hold up that. What's that? He's not happy about this. He wants to play with his ball. He speaks Hungarian, so I had to tell him to look for his ball. You see, he had enough. He had enough of me messing about, and it is time that we play some football. Ho! Hopa! Alright, so yeah. Guys, thanks very much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you got something out of this video. Learn my lesson. Wait for the undercoat to dry before you put anything on top of it. Because you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot and you have to wait exponentially longer for it to dry. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you want to support the channel, you can find the links below in the description. And I'll see you guys in episode 3. Oh, but no, don't go anywhere. Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern European time, live stream, hang out in the shop. If you're a maker, if you're an artist, come by, hang out with me and other makers and artists. We talk, we chat, we shoot shit, we have fun, we have a couple of drinks, you know, somebody brunch, somebody lunch, somebody dinner, but you know, we just hang out. And if you're watching this, come by. It's fun, I promise. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.